Want to know a huge mistake that I see so many people making with online dating that you can fix relatively easily? It is your body language in your online dating pictures. I'm dating coach and TED speaker Hayley Quinn, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you 8 ways that you can radically change your body language in your online dating photos and social media photos and any other photos you like that will really get more people engaging with your profile. So if you've watched some of my videos before, you may have recently seen my 5 Ps of how to supercharge your online dating profile. And part of that is, of course, your pictures. Pictures, especially in the modern era, is just so important for online dating success. And they're such an easy thing to fix, and yet such an obvious thing that goes wrong. Poor quality photos not only make us look less attractive, they also kind of send a signal that we're not fully present, modern, cool individuals. And since the age of Instagram, our expectations of what a good photo is have gone through the roof. Now, that may be kind of annoying, and I'm not denying that, but rather than say, oh, I'm going to ignore the modern world and, these pictures are going to have to do, if you actually want to have a really successful online dating profile, I want to show you now how just a simple change in your body language can really make the difference. You'd be surprised how our body language communicates so much about us. It suggests whether we're open and approachable and friendly, whether you're the kind of man that she can imagine having an amazing date with. So once you've sorted out some of the obvious issues with online dating photography, that, as I said, I mentioned in that other video that's linked beneath this one, you may want to check that out later. Once you've sorted that out, which is stuff like you've got to have great lighting, you've got to have a clear and uncluttered background, there's got to be no red eye, you can't wear a sombrero. Once you've got all of those obvious things out of the way, the next thing to really perfect your online dating photography is to start to look at your body language. Now, I've been very lucky because I'm not a guy. I have roped in one of my male coaching team, Chris, who has gone through and recreated some 8 not good and 8 really good poses that you can now copy for your online dating photos. Okay, so let's look at our first 2 photos. So this is all about sitting in a chair. Now you'll notice that when you have symmetrical, rigid body language, it looks nervous. I call this like the I'm about to go into an exam body language position. So instead, whenever you're sitting in a chair or have a photo in a chair, you really want to concentrate on having relaxed, asymmetrical body language. That means that the 2 halves of your body don't match. So that means you could have a leg out, you might have an arm resting on the back of the chair, anything that helps you to look really confident and relaxed. So in our next set of photos, we have a contrast between what looks like very confident body language and body language that makes Chris look like he's got, low self-esteem. You'll notice in the low self-esteem image, his shoulders are really hunched over. He looks stooped, almost like he's embarrassed about how much space he's taking up. In the other one, he's got a much more dominant stance. He's square onto the camera and looking very confident. So again, if you want to project that image of confidence, you want to choose this more dominant body language. Okay, in this next set of photos here, we have just a close-up on chin positioning. Now, you might be thinking, why in the world am I worried about my chin? It's the least of my problems. Well, the chin is actually really important. It sends an authority signal. This means it's suggesting our social position and also what mood we're in. So you may notice if you ever see 2 people going into a fight, their chins will usually be raised. So that might not be a great body language example for online dating. Sometimes when we tuck our chin in and lower it, this creates submissive body language. Now, you might think, as a guy, I don't want to have any submissive body language. But in fact, sometimes, particularly if you're approaching a woman in real life and you want to look non-threatening and approachable, it can actually be useful to chuck your chin in. So you want to experiment with whether you want to look like you've got authority or whether you actually want to look more approachable. Another example of this is coming up in this next set of photos. In this one, Chris is looking either directly into the camera lens or he's looking slightly away from the camera. You'll notice that by looking directly into the camera lens, He looks confident, but it's also very intense. It's like if you were talking to a woman on a date and you're 1 foot away from each other and face onto one another. It's going to feel kind of sexy, but also very intense, and that might not always be the best call. Sometimes, again, looking away and smiling will make you look more approachable. So which option of body language works for you and your online dating profile is going to really depend on the vibe that you want your profile to give out. Okay, so the next set of photos we have here cover a very important body language point, which again is going to also relate to how you create body language in real life. The technical term for this is open or closed body language. Put really simply, closed body language is where you have either your arms crossed or you have something in front of your body. Like the quintessential example I have of this is guys standing around on the edge of a bar or a nightclub with clutching a pint of beer in front of their chest. It's actually a way of protecting yourself, and it makes you look more closed off. Instead, you really want to have open body language, which means that you don't have anything blocking the front of your body. This makes you look much more welcoming and much more self-assured. The next point is another really important one. It's about, do you have eye contact or not? So particularly on your video dates, unless perhaps you're doing one where you're kind of doing like a cool, I'm out for a walk video date and we're chatting, eye contact is really important. Eye contact creates trust. It says, you know what, you can believe me. So it's really good to have great eye contact in your pictures. Sometimes a really good setup for a picture you might want to explore at home is you actually have the camera over the other side of the table and taking a picture of you with your arms on the table, kind of looking like how a woman would see you if you're on a date. That really helps, again, to establish trust by looking into that camera lens. Final one here is, again, an obvious one, but also important. Do you want to smile or not smile in your pictures? Sometimes a mixture of both can be good. I would say for your online dating photos, it's really worthwhile having at least one photo where you're smiling. In the world of online dating, communicating trust and approachability is really, really important. So you really want to be conscious of showing at least one photo where you're smiling. Now that you've seen these 8 different kinds of contrasting photos, I really want you to have a big rethink of your online dating profile. I know you might not be the most interested in body language or the most interested in fashion, like neither am I, but by changing these things on your profile, you're going to see some radically different results in terms of how many likes or matches you're getting, and that's what I really, really want for you. So as well as sorting those obvious fixes that I spoke about earlier, and don't forget to check out that other video linked in my profile below for more guidance on that, we also really want to focus on what your body language communicates about you and how to make it super good, approachable, confident, full of self-esteem for your online dating photography. Now, if you want more help on this from either myself or the amazing Chris, you can head over to hayleyquinn.com/club to join our men's coaching community. And of course, if you've liked this video, I would so appreciate it if you give me a like, comment, or even if you're going to treat me, a subscribe to my YouTube.